Hello, everybody. It is Friday. How we doing tonight? Welcome to Friday night. Michelle, Barb, Kitty, welcome to the show. It is Friday. Woo! I think you were first, Michelle. It's funny, on my phone, on the computer that I'm on, you're first, Michelle. On my phone, Barb is first. And one other device that I have gives Kitty, Barb, and Adele, and then nobody else. So who the heck knows? If maybe you're hanging out with your Czech billionaire or something, and he's friends with Zuckerberg, and that made you first tonight. I can't control the internet, gods. I can't figure out what it's doing. But it's great to have you all here. I didn't see your wine last night, Michelle. I saw you on, but I didn't see what wine you had when I saw you during the brief period that I saw you. You were fluffing your hair when I saw you. That's all I got. I got nothing. It is Friday. Yes, it is. You guys have done it. You know what this is? This is the end. You were at the tail end of week 48, 49. Boom, you did this. Yes, you did. Yes, you did do it. You are amazing. Amazing. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome. What do you? We were definitely busier than I expected. I was mostly at my desk all day, but I was glad to see that I was pleasantly surprised to see that the register was ringing today. So, I was very, very pleasantly happy to see that. Happy to see that happening. So that is a good thing. Because usually when there's any kind of weather, they're doing nothing. But it's been that snow that's been all day. Not a ton of it, enough to plow, but, enough to do it. And my sister finally made it home from California. So she is back in Texas, and the package I sent her a long time ago that's been sitting in transit finally arrived, I guess, yesterday sometime, so in Texas. So there's some good things happening in the world, for as crazy a week as it has been weather-wise all over the country. All over the country, it's been crazy. Yay! I love when people come out. The sun came out, people came out. That I do love. I love that a lot. I love that a lot. We had a weird one today, kid. I know you'll appreciate this as starting in kids. We had somebody this afternoon, I guess, spent $400 on just kids' clothes, $423 on kids' clothes. You're foraging for food in Texas. Well, my sister's got a box full of it. Head over to her house that I sent her. It's all allergen-free stuff. I don't know what it all is, but it tastes good. It's probably frozen from sitting on a UPS truck for a week. But I am glad that you guys are starting to thaw out in Texas. I feel for you guys. You guys are not made for this kind of weather. And what I've seen and just what I've heard from everybody I know there, Jana, I feel for everybody there. It's been a brutal. Your pipes freezing and all the different things that are going on. It's just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. But, excuse me. But I am, my heart goes out to Texas. Actually, one of our restaurants that we frequent is doing a fundraiser that we get takeout from, not far from us, is doing a fundraiser this weekend for Texas relief, so raising money for Texas. So I thought that was great. Put up a big Texas flag on his Facebook page and everything, and is giving proceeds this weekend to Texas. Yes, you are survivors. So you are. Texans are a hardy bunch. They are. So yeah, no, I like this restaurant here that's doing a raising money for Texas relief all weekend and taking donations and working on it. They're a good group of people, so I do appreciate that. And excuse me, I don't know why I got so tired tonight as I'm going on, but it is good. But it's just freaking crazy what you guys have been dealing with. Absolutely crazy. Granted, my sister's been basically gone for 2 weeks out of their house, so I don't know what the heck she's coming back to. Besides the box of food that I sent her, I have no idea what she's coming home to with that house full of boys. It's got to be a mess, and I can only imagine. My nephews are an interesting bunch. Let's get started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is where we get started tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm drifting tonight. Tonight, if you're following along, we're on page 162. Good morning. I know it seems like everyone left without you for the party, and those stepsisters suck, but us woodland creatures are on your side. Yes, they are. What do I got for you tonight? I got a bunch of stuff for you tonight. I got a bunch of stuff. I like this quote. This is from Steve Strauss, author of the Small Business Bible, and something I have said in a number of different ways before. If you have enough to pay everyone else, you have enough to pay one more. One more! Who's that one more you should pay? If you have enough to pay everyone else, you have enough to pay one more. Who's that one more? One more. It's you. Yes, you! You have enough to pay everyone else. You have enough to pay one more bill. You. Do not forget that, people. Do not forget that. Our friends in New York are suing Amazon for, quote, putting profit over people during the pandemic. The New York Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against Amazon that argues the e-commerce giant failed to adequately protect employees from COVID-19 at a Staten Island fulfillment center and a Queens distribution center, and retaliated against employees who spoke out for better health protections. They allege that Amazon failed to provide adequate contact tracing as well as cleaning and sanitation protocols, forced employees to work in an environment without social distancing, and often did not close portions of the facility after learning of employees with positive COVID cases were in the area. Last week, as you'll recall, Amazon sued New York to preempt this suit. And Amazon's countersuit basically says that the standard being placed on Amazon is far more stringent than the standard adopted elsewhere. And that Amazon's been an industry leader, blah, blah, blah. You know, quite honestly, in the early days of this, nobody knew what the heck they were doing. I mean, Amazon was inundated with orders because nobody was going out and nobody knew what to do. And the guidance today versus the guidance a year ago is completely different and much more science-based than it was a year ago where we were trying to figure out how to do it. So, you know, I'm not sure they're going to get too far other not sure that suit's really going to win. I'm not sure New York State's really going to win that lawsuit. But it's going to, it looks good in the media. It looks good in the media. I like this article, how a retail chain without a website powered through the pandemic. Burlington Stores made the announcement March 5th, just days before lockdown shuttered its stores. For many retailers, not having a website in the pandemic would have spelled doom. But the chain originally shuttered 28 stores, but then opened 62 more, and last month its shares hit an all-time high. You never know what you're going to find there, said one customer. It's a treasure hunt because you know you're getting a deal regardless. Off-price retailers such as Burlington, TJ Maxx, Ross got better far faster than others. Last month, shopper visits to these stores were within 10% of January 2020's numbers, according to foot traffic analytics. Their sales are still below pre-pandemic levels, but they're almost there. Almost there. That's really good news. That's very encouraging. Things are progressively getting better at Burlington, a senior consumer analyst. One analyst calls Burlington the retail island of misfit toys. This is where designer items often end up instead of a full-price department store because something went wrong, perhaps a weird color, an overstocked size, a not-so-popular design. That means when department stores struggle and scale back like they've done during the pandemic, better stuff, more stuff ends up at stores like Burlington. And off-price retailers are also used to switching up their selections in a matter of weeks rather than months or seasons, and which means they're well equipped to make a fast pandemic pivot. And you know, they say it would be a nightmare to run a website. We know that. We know what it's like to run a website with one-off items. We do it. And we're doing well with it. You know, we've done the pivot to make that work. We've done the pivot to make that work. I like this quote from Simon Sinek. We can learn about our future from our past. Because regardless of technology or the speed of innovation, people are still people. We can learn about our future from our past because regardless of technology or the speed of innovation, people are still people. I know this one's going to be shocking to you. TripAdvisor's revenue plummets 61%. Quite honestly, I'm surprised that that's all it plummeted. I'm like, did they hit the bottom? I mean, how do you not? They only plummeted 61%, and they lost $289 million versus a profit of $126 million in 2019. They're in the process. They're define the development of a subscription TripAdvisor Plus product as a key opportunity to 2021 as a travel subscription. Okay, we like Friday night trivia, so here's your trivia for tonight. Which of these is fake? 4 things. 3 of them are real, 1 of them is fake. Applebee's has launched a new virtual kitchen concept selling Cheeto-flavored wings. Stella Artois and Palace have dropped a new clothing line collaboration. Another MyPillow competitor enters the market, this time from a disgruntled former Trump administration official. Or IHOP has had to cancel its National Pancake Day promotion due to the pandemic. One of those is fake. The rest of them are real. Your choices again: Applebee's launching a new virtual kitchen concept selling Cheetos-flavored wings. Stella Artois and Palace have dropped a new clothing line collaboration. Another MyPillow competitor enters the market from a disgruntled Trump administration official, or IHOP has canceled National Pancake Day. One of those is fake. Hey, Vina snuck in there. Great to have you with us, Vina. Foot Locker is upping its capital expenditures for 2021. They're investing, okay? This is good. Brick and Mortar is investing. They're investing $275 million in capital expenditures. And a meaningful portion of the funds will be invested into its digital capabilities and infrastructure, enhancement of the digital customer experience, as well as initiatives to further streamline their supply chain. Getting more efficient, that is where the money, and connecting with their customers, that is where it's at. That is where it is at. People, and that's what the big guys are investing in. That is, so pay attention, because these investments matter. They matter in their business and they matter in yours. Okay, I'm not saying you have to invest $275 million, but, these investments, as you look at getting more efficient, as you look at building back better, these investments are money that is well spent and well played. It is hard trivia this week. Vina thought the pancakes, Stella for Kitty, going for the beer. It is actually the fake answer. The fake story this week is the MyPillow competitor from a former Trump administration official. There is not another MyPillow competitor popping on, although there have been a couple that have popped up recently. But the Applebee's is true. The new clothing line collaboration from Stella IHOP canceling National Pancake Day. How can they? Not that this is shocking, but according to a survey, shoppers expect fast in-store pickup of online orders. When they order online, they want it fast. They consider if they can't get it same day in-store pickup that it isn't fast. That is important. Yes, I love pancakes. Pancakes are good. It's a comfort place. Rebecca likes IHOP. Nana likes IHOP too. Nana loves IHOP. I like this business lesson, okay? I mean, think about this. Think about this. If you want to fly, you have to give up the things that weigh you down. If you want to fly, you have to give up the things that weigh you down. That's a quote from Toni Morrison. The Girl Scouts are not just about cookies anymore, okay? The Girl Scouts are not just about cookies anymore. They are into fashion, and I'm not just talking those Girl Scout outfits, okay? There's a new way for cookie fans to show the love. In a collaboration with shoe brand K-Swiss, Girl Scout cookie fans could take their love to new heights. With a new collection of designs inspired by the cookies. They're both women's and children's sizes, retailing for $75. The specialty collection will drop on kswiss.com, girlscoutshop.com, and footlocker.com on March 4th. Okay, I don't know. I'm a little insulted that men can't get Girl Scout shoes. But there you go, Girl Scout-inspired shoes. Folks, I'd like to say I'm making that up, but yet I'm not. This is interesting. So H&M, fast fashion, H&M, has put out $604 million in bonds that has attracted $4.6 billion in orders. Okay? They have $604 billion in bonds that have people with $4.6 billion willing to invest. Okay, I'm willing to take the other $4 billion. If people need a place, I can give them wiring instructions. I'm happy to help them with the extra $4 billion. Why it's important? Because these bonds that H&M is selling is part of their sustainability initiative. They require H&M to use more recycled materials and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And if they don't hit these goals of sustainability, the interest rate goes up on the bonds. So it is really very interesting. With that much money in it, part of it is people are looking for good things to put money at, but part of it is they're betting that they won't hit the goals and they'll get more interest. So that is kind of interesting. And what do I got? What else I got here for you? Tanger Outlets. Tanger Outlets has a lot of outdoor outlet centers, okay, that are not mall-type outlet centers. They're lifestyle centers. And they said this week that their January traffic at its U.S. shopping centers returned to pre-pandemic levels. Traffic was about 90% of prior year level in the fourth quarter of 2020 and about 96% in January. And fourth quarter rent collection for them improved to 95% of billed rent by the end of January. And that it collected 90% of rent due in January that had been deferred last year as retailers struggled. That is good news. Traffic returning to shopping is good news for everyone. Absolutely everyone. I wanted to get to a couple things here that I did want to. Who do you think the hot influencer is? You know, who do you think the hot influencer is? That's what I want to know. Who do you think the hot new influencer is? Any guesses on who the hot new influencer is on social media? It's not me. I am not a hot new influencer on social media. Any guesses? Well, you might be surprised by this one. That I was surprised when I saw this. The new people shaking up social media and influencer marketing are grandfluencers. Grandfluencers, people. Grandfluencers. Grandfluencers, it was a collaboration, they used this example of a 65-year-old retired guidance counselor, and some of her work performed best, bringing in best ad performance and nearly 5 times more conversions than any influencer ad, with 6 times more engagement than any creative ad. She's done various ads, but there's a whole tech company partnership with elderly influencers. Again, something else, that flips upside down. It's a world flipped upside down. Grandfluencers. We're always saying we don't want your grandma's stuff, but now we want grandma to be an influencer. She's got influence. Hey, Kelly, great to have you here. We're great to have you here. It is absolutely wonderful to have you here. Anytime you can be here. We know you catch the replay when you can't be here live. Although one of the things I got somebody wrote me the other day, they listen to they always watch the replay and they listen to me at 1.5 times speed because then that works with their commute. So they get me in during their drive time and listen to what I the next day, and but they speed me up because then I can get through it, and so I need to talk faster, I guess. In other news, I've heard from a couple of people that they're hearing from the SBA on their EIDL loans, and so let's talk about that for a second. Several people are getting requests from the SBA, and things. They're asked for proof of insurance, okay, proof of insurance from the SBA that you have insurance and it's in effect. Not a big deal with that, okay, and a signature on a corporate resolution if you're basically that you had authorization to enter into the loan agreement. Two not a big deal things, but it's coming out of the blue now. It's been are getting these questions. So that's not the big deal. The bigger deal is, for some people, is that their EIDL loan payments are starting to come up. Some of the first payments will be due at the beginning of April or the beginning of May for people if you took out one of the EIDL loans. Again, the EIDL was insurance. It ensured that we're still standing here. The pandemic is not over, so I recommend keeping that insurance, okay? Some of you have had to use some of that. That's okay. That's what it was there for. It's about survival. It's about getting you to the other side. But those payments will start in April and May for a lot of you. April, May, June, depending on when you got your EIDL. April, May, June will be the time that those first payments are due, and some of you are just getting your first notices on that and stuff. So I want you to be aware of that those are coming in the mail, those requests for your first payment. What is your payment? Well, your payment is about $500 for every $100,000 that you borrowed on your EIDL. So a $50,000 EIDL would be about a $250 payment. It's just important to know that that's coming, okay? I don't want you to be hit by surprise. I don't want you to be shocked. I want you to, we've talked about it before. Yeah, you just make the payment right now, okay? The interest rate is 3.75% on it, unless you're a not-for-profit, in which case it's 2.75%. Because again, I want you to hang on to it. If the pandemic was over and everything was back to normal, I'd say, I'd be advising paying it back or paying large sums of it back. I'm not there with that yet because there's still too much uncertainty. This is a roller coaster, people, and there's just too much uncertainty left. There, I disagree with it. Let me rephrase that. I don't disagree. I would love for them to be true. I'm just concerned that they're overly optimistic. People that are promising this summer back to normal, or even Christmas. I want those to be true. I really, really do. But I can't put that in my mind and be let down. So I need to look beyond that and say, we might not be by summer. We might not be by Christmas. I think there's good opportunity if people do well and we continue to do well with this virus and with vaccinations. I think there's good chances, but that we get towards another normal. We're going through series of normals, but I know many businesses have had to use all of it. Yes, and definitely not as of right now. There is no pressure on anybody in Congress to delay those payments. There's no talks of that in any of the upcoming relief talks that I've had with Congress. Nobody is talking about it. It's honestly not on anybody's radar. So it isn't on anybody's in Congress radar, but there is talk of other relief programs, possibly something else along the lines of PPP or another grant program. So there's other potentials for other money out there, but I'm not expecting a delay on this at this point. I do want you to be aware that that's coming. I don't want you to get blindsided by it. Usually it is due the first of the month that you took it in. So if you took your EIDL on, let's say you signed the papers on April 15th, usually your first payment would be due if you signed on April 15th of 2020, your first payment would be due on April 1st of 2020. If you signed on May 5th, your first payment would be due on May 1st of 2020. Is the time frame. They usually roll back to the first of the month is how they do it. Even if you have not used it all, I know many people have, and that's what it was there for. It's there to get you to the other side. But I know there are some that just have it sitting in the account that have clawed their way and have it sitting. And either way you have it, I just want you to know that bill could be coming, and I don't want you to call me and say, "Hey, what is this? Aren't they just going to forgive these?" Because they're not going to just forgive these. But I will keep you abreast if I hear anything else on it. But I do want you to have that in the back of your mind. Because April, May, June will be here before you know it. I know we're in the cold days of winter, the dark days of winter, but April, May, June will be here before you know it. After all, you have survived 48 or 49 weeks, depending on how you're counting of this. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. We're right at the tail end of that. You guys are awesome. And tomorrow we will have Self-Care Sunday Eve with the recipe of the week. And if you got a great recipe to share with everybody, send it to me. Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Neil at ECIstores.com is where you find me. And you could be the recipe of the week. This video and everything that I talk about goes over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the very next day. Noon, I tell you. The videos, the files, everything. And there's a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. You can also share with all your friends in business so we can help everybody get again. I am here every night at More 8 Than Ish, live in the Narts private Facebook group every night. But if you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Every night, with the Good Morning, Good Night book, the Good Morning. We're on page 162. 162. Good morning. I know it seems like everyone left without you for the party, and those stepsisters suck. But us woodland creatures are on your side. Our good night tonight is good night. I know it seems like everyone is at the Prince's Ball all the time, but it's okay to go home before midnight. Kick off your shoes. There's your graphics, folks. Yes, Kelly, a warm and cozy evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party. A wedding, a bar mitzvah even. A warm-up party. I don't know. Everything's melting in Texas party. Who knows? We will party again, and we will party in person. And when we do, I will be there with you. Yes, I will. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8th and Ish, know that you, and you, but most importantly, it's time for dinner.